A frustrated family. It has been 20 days since 3 children last saw their mother, DEIDRE Reid.
Police now naming a person of interest in her disappearance. 41-year-old DEIDRE Reid has been missing since September 3rd.
They're going through a nightmare.
A frustrated family. It has been 20 days since 3 children last saw their mother, DEIDRE Reid. Our South Carolina reporter Tina Terry has pushed for answers from law enforcement for weeks now.
She's live for us in Pageland tonight. Tina, I know you spoke to some family members, and they say they have continued to ask for some answers.
Yeah, they have, Scott. That family so desperate for answers tonight. They say that their sister DEIDRE was last seen with an ex-boyfriend, but so far tonight, police here have not named that man a person of interest or a suspect in this case.
Their life is never going to go back the same. They're never going to hear their mom tell them they love them. Absolutely. Not in case we can find her. We don't know where she's at.
James Reid has been shining a bright light on his sister's disappearance for the past 20 days. He says DEIDRE Reid left home September 3rd to take this man, Emmanuel Bedford, to a Charlotte bus station. Bedford is the father of DEIDRE's 7-year-old son. They say DEIDRE's 2004 Chevy Tahoe made it to the bus station, but she never made it back home to Pageland. Reid says he and police have seen video from that bus station.
They confirmed that they did receive surveillance from Charlotte Greyhound bus station. And it did state Emmanuel coming in the bus station, canceling his ticket, and then coming back out, getting in the SUV with my sister, and the SUV pulling off.
But police have not named any suspects, nor have they said they suspect foul play.
It's sad that he was the last person to see my sister alive, and he's not a person of interest. It hurts the family to hear law enforcement keep repeating that over the television.
They say recent national news coverage of the Gabby Petito case has been encouraging to them, but also difficult to watch.
We thank God that they found their daughter, their sister, their family member. You know, we're happy for them. But at the same time, DEIDRE's been missing since the 3rd, and we have nothing. You know, you can't tell us anything.
They're hoping their sister's case garners more attention and produces answers to give her children closure.
Hole in your heart, and it hurts to breathe.
And you just want to do so much, but you're actually helpless.
Well, tonight, family members desperate to find their missing loved one. DEIDRE Reid hasn't been seen since September the 3rd, and she was last seen at the Greyhound bus station in Charlotte. Investigators say they've named a person of interest in this case, and they're also looking for that person. Our South Carolina Bureau Chief Shakira Speaks spoke with an expert tonight to get an inside look on this investigation. Shakira.
That's right, Alicia. As you said, DEIDRE Reid was last seen on September 3rd on East Turner Street in Pageland. I spoke with an expert in dealing with finding missing people, and he says every detail is critical. DEIDRE Reid is missing, and she has been for the last 21 days.
With a missing person, you really don't know.
Former Director of Case Management and Communications for the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, Todd Matthews, says there's several factors involving a missing persons case.
You don't know if it's going to be a homicide. You don't know if it's endangered missing, a drug situation, a mental illness situation.
Reid's family says she was headed from Pageland to the Greyhound bus station in Charlotte. That was the last day her family heard from her.
And everybody always says, oh, my loved one would never do that. And you're surprised to say that, yes, they would. But that's where law enforcement comes in, and they look at the history of that person recently, and they're trained to ask those questions, you know, were they in a bad state of mind?
Pageland police released a picture of this 2004 gray Chevrolet Tahoe with the South Carolina tag FXU718.
You want people that might have seen something. People can be a witness and not even know it. So you're not just asking the general public, hey, take a while and guess at this.
Police listed this man, Emmanuel Bedford, as a person of interest in this case. They believe he may be in Georgia. Matthews says this is key.
If law enforcement name a person of interest, there's some strong evidence to support that, because it's hard to point that finger without having something very strong. And if they're pointing that finger, there's a reason that they need for the public to know that.
Reid was last seen wearing gray sweatpants, a light pink and white shirt, and white Air Force Ones. If you remember anything, please call the Pageland Police.
The Department of Justice says more than 600,000 people of all ages go missing every year. In North Carolina, more than 10,000 people are reported missing every year to the NC Center for Missing Persons. Tonight, the family of a local woman who went missing 2 weeks ago is hoping someone will come forward with some new information.
41-year-old DEIDRE Reid was supposed to be making a trip from the town of Pageland to Charlotte with the father of her son, but her family says that they haven't heard from her since. All new at 6, WCNC Charlotte's Indira Esquiva spoke to the woman's sister, who has been fighting nonstop to get answers.
The car DEIDRE Reid was in was last seen at this Greyhound bus station in uptown Charlotte. That was more than 2 weeks ago, and she's been missing ever since.
It's one of those things where you just have that gut feeling. You know what I mean? And there is nothing in this world that can shake that from me.
Jamie Avery says on September 3rd, her sister, DEIDRE Reid, left her home in Pageland to drive the father of her son, Emmanuel Bedford, to uptown Charlotte, where he was supposed to catch the bus to Atlanta. Avery says Reid had plans to meet with one of her sisters for shopping immediately after, but none of her siblings or her children have heard from her since.
It's unlike her. She's never like that. We're always in touch with each other, always.
Pageland police say Reid was last seen with Bedford, who lives in Georgia. Police said Bedford is not a suspect or a person of interest at this time. Reid's family wants police to take a second, closer look at the case.
You have a son here. No, he hasn't called to check on his son. Like, how do you do that? His mother is
now
missing.
Naming a person of interest in her disappearance. 41-year-old DEIDRE Reid has been missing since September 3rd. Her family says that she left her home to take the father of her son, a man named Emmanuel Bedford, to the Greyhound bus station in Charlotte. Reid and her SUV have not been seen since. And now police say Bedford is a person of interest.
WCNC Charlotte's Indira Esquiva spoke to Reid's family. She has more from the Greyhound station where she was last seen. Indira?
They have fought to bring attention to their sister's case, asking police to take a second, closer look. They say having a person of interest is a small victory, but a long road to justice.
I've never thought in a million years that when someone goes missing that we would have to fight so hard just to get what we got so far.
DEIDRE Reid's gray or champagne colored Chevrolet Tahoe was last seen at this Greyhound bus station in Charlotte, according to police. Her family says the father of her son, Emmanuel Bedford, was supposed to catch a bus to Atlanta. Bedford is now a person of interest, and Reid and her SUV haven't been seen since.
It doesn't add up. It don't make sense. The story that he's blatantly saying don't make any sense.
The family says they've been frustrated by police response. Believing their sister's case wasn't taken seriously, they started their own investigation.
We've taken multiple trips to Augusta, Atlanta. We've been following any kind of leads we've been getting. We've talked to his grandmother. We've talked to his father.
The siblings say the surveillance video from the bus station shows that Bedford did not get on his bus.
Emmanuel got out of the vehicle. He walked into the Greyhound, walked to the front. They received his ticket. He got his money back for his ticket and everything.
Investigators have not confirmed that information. DEIDRE's family hoping she is found safe and sued so she can be reunited with her children.
Her kids miss her every day, cry for their mother every day. She got 3 small kids that miss their mother.